Good morning, Dubai. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show, where we go through the top trending stories that everyone across the country is talking about. Our top story for you today: new bus lanes are going to slash your travel time by 41%.
And Etihad Rail to launch passenger service in 2026.
We're going to talk about the remnants of Donald Trump's visit and why this Emirati cultural dance went viral.
And Kris Fate's comments on the prices of water at restaurants divides opinions.
And later on in the show, we're super excited to welcome Liam Dipple. We're going to get his opinion on whether Dubai is the new LA. He's going to talk fame, faith and firsts. Before we get into all of that, good morning, Massa. Why are influencers cracking eggs on their kids' heads?
It's a trend. So someone started it and other parents followed. So it's where parents would crack an egg on their toddler's face.
Ouch.
It's harmless, trust me, it's not painful.
Have you had it on your head?
My mom used to do it for fun. You know?
Did she?
Yeah, but it's harmless, it doesn't hurt. Like, I promise you, and I didn't have bruises, nothing, I'm not abused.
Because I've never had it done to me. And then when I see these kids, like, they're all like, ow, mom, ow, ow.
But you saw that kid was like, oh, you know, the baby laughed. What if the babies laughed?
Fine
that
this is happening, but what's happened?
But I read on the news that a mom was forced to pay her toddler $2,000 in damages after cracking an egg on her toddler's head for a TikTok trend.
How would it get to that? How could a toddler take her mom to court?
That's my question. Like, how? Maybe because the mom posted it on TikTok and someone called child service. That's my only guess. But what killed me were the comments.
Go on.
People are wild on the comments.
They always are.
They always are. So someone said, how much for stealing a toddler's nose? Come on, it's a harmless trend. And someone said, so since the baby is minor, does the mom just pay herself if she is the legal guardian anyway?
Oh. It might go into a fund.
Might go to a fund. And someone said, it's like, oh no, you can't control your kids now. What am I supposed to do with it?
So what do you think? You think it's fine?
I think it's a harmless trend, you know? Usually I am so, I don't like when people use their kids for social media, but this... Yeah. But this is a harmless trend. Like, I mean, if you already use your kids
I'm
for
going to
social
go
media...
and crack an egg on your face, Vasa.
Do it. Do it.
I wish we had... Do we have an egg in the office, anyone?
No, not on this.
Massa doesn't mind. That's not what I say we do. Massa's fine with it. Maybe at the end of the show.
You want to crack an egg on my forehead.
You're fine with it.
But I will sue you for damages.
Your smile tells me you would. Because I've never had it done to me, and I didn't grow up in a house that did it, thank the Lord, because my mum was a chef and she was baking all around her, so my head would have been wrecked. But so therefore the action freaks me out a little bit. But if you're saying it's fine, it's fine.
It's harmless, trust me.
If it's something that people do. Kids, Kirby, you have kids, do you crack eggs on their heads? No, right.
Kirby, come on, back me up right now. No one's backing you up.
Would you think it's an okay thing to do to your kids? No, it's not okay. Interesting. Anyone watching on the live?
I'm going to be a terrible mom. I'm going to be a terrible mom.
You know, it's one of those things, though, that, like, back in 90s Ireland, it was okay to, like, smack with a wooden spoon your kids.
Okay.
80s Ireland. Like, it was always fine.
Yeah.
But now it's not okay.
It's not okay.
It's not okay. But back then it was absolutely grand. So these things is like, maybe it was okay. Like, our kids' skulls fully formed? I don't know.
But, like, you know, the egg is so light. It's practically air.
You always have to get it on a hard surface. I don't know. I don't know. If you're saying it's fine, I trust you, and I trust your mom.
You trust it, yeah.
So I trust Massa's mom in this.
Look at this baby, like...
I don't trust these... Look at that, exactly. I don't trust these influencers. I don't. Let's ask Liam Dipple later, because we have an influencer coming on the show, if he had kids.
Would he crack an... I mean, he's a TikToker, so maybe he wants to follow those trends.
I don't know. First comment on the live. Panzan Christ, good morning to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Should we jump into our top stories of the day?
Let's do it. 13-kilometer bus lanes will slash travel time by 41%. So Dubai Roads and Transport Authority is expanding its network with 13 kilometers of new dedicated bus and taxi lanes, aiming to cut travel times by an impressive 41%. These upgrades will also improve bus arrival accuracy by 42% and boost ridership by 10%.
Now, alongside these new lanes, you're also going to find smart bus stations are being introduced to enhance your commuter convenience. These stations will support walking and cycling access, improve accessibility, and also just make the whole travel experience a lot better.
So powered by AI and real-time data, these smart systems align with RTA's goal to make public transport the preferred choice, helping reduce traffic congestion and promote a greener, more connected Dubai.
Anything that says traffic is going to get less
faster, reach there faster.
Anything that's going to say it's going to make my traffic time better, it's just great.
Literally.
Always good news.
Literally.
So more bus lanes. It is interesting because we don't have a huge number of they've introduced a few, but bus lanes and also carpool lanes, they introduced one or two, but it's not a massive part of the transport network here. But every now and then, these incremental changes make big difference for a lot of people.
Exactly. If you lived further away, not really close to the production city, would you pick public transportation or would you drive to work?
If it made sense. So if I lived next to a metro, then I would. Honestly, I'd rather not do like a bus and a metro, you know?
I know what you mean.
So if I could do one, or like taxi to the metro would be ideal. But if you could make the most of public transport, especially in this country, like the metros are perfect, 100% I'd use the metro. 100%. Anyone on the metro now like to agree or debunk that with us? Feel free.
I feel like because sometimes you just wake up one day and you're sick of driving, so you'd rather use public transportation instead. Like there are certain days where you know what? I don't want to drive today.
Really? You really hate driving? I don't have that because it's a 4-minute journey to my work.
Especially if there's some traffic. Oh God. I hate that movement.
What do you do? What do you listen to? What's your plan?
I listen to music. So like in the morning, radio is fine, but like in the afternoon or in the evening, I don't know why it just gets really bad. I can't listen to podcasts. Sometimes I would call a friend if I have to wait if the traffic is gonna last for an hour or two, I call a friend.
Okay, well, don't listen to anything that Massa just said. If you're driving right now, you can listen to the Lovin Dubai show. If you'd like to, because we bring you all of the trending news in podcast format as well. And this brings us into our next story. Big announcements that took place over the weekend.
Big announcement. So Etihad Rail to launch passenger service in 2026. So Etihad Rail will officially launch its passenger service in 2026, connecting 11 cities across all 7 Emirates, with trains reaching speeds of 200 kilometers per hour. The network currently spans 900 kilometers for freight, linking key ports and industrial zones from Abu Dhabi's western border to Fujairah.
What a nice link from one story to another, all things public transport. A new high-speed line between Abu Dhabi and Dubai, which will... so the high speed is going to be 30 minutes. That's soon to launch, but the one that we're talking about now coming in 2026 is 57 minutes with stations at Reem Island, Saadiyat Island, Yas Island, Al Maktoum Airport and Al Jadaf.
So passenger stations are being built in Fujairah and Sharjah, with Dubai's main station near Jumeirah Gulf Estates and Abu Dhabi's near Musafa's industrial area.
The full network will cover about 1,200 kilometres, connecting major cities including Al Salah, Al Ruwais, Sharjah Al Daid and Ras Al Khaimah. Future plans, incredibly, include linking with Oman, which will of course boost regional connectivity and sustainable transport across the region. I love this. Dubai Abu Dhabi, 57 minutes in 2026. Disneyland, when you open...
Best believe it's Etihad Railway.
Best believe I'll be on the train getting there. How great, how great.
Every time I drive up to Abu Dhabi, I look at those Etihad Rails, I'm like, when will it open?
Now you know.
Now I know.
Now you know.
And now I know that I will be able to use that Etihad Railway in 2026 because I have friends in Abu Dhabi, and I think everyone knows by now that I really hate driving. So
And I don't like driving.
And I don't like driving.
And the train is such an amazing experience. Like,
True.
there's always, I hope that, like, there's always like food trolleys that come around. And I've been watching Hogwarts. I've been watching Harry Potter's, by the way. In the last, and the Hogwarts Express is just, it's like, it just, even recently, it's like, oh, I'd love to do like a train experience and just sit on the train. The lady comes around with the food and you're just happy.
Exactly. You just sit, you don't have to worry about.
Enjoy the view.
Yeah. And no cars.
No cars. Look at that.
In 57 minutes.
57 minutes.
I'll be in Saadiyat Island.
Saadiyat? From where?
From Dubai.
From Dubai, exactly. How phenomenal.
Without me having to worry about driving.
Exactly.
Crazy.
So you can actually then, because you won't be driving, you'll be able to turn on
Lovin Dubai show
on YouTube because it's also on YouTube. If you want to watch this later on today, you can. Okay.
Catch up on my shows, yeah?
Catch up on all your favourite shows. Let's jump into our next story. Why this Emirati cultural dance went viral during Donald Trump's visit. So you may have seen this video making waves online. This is a traditional Emirati dance, and it went viral during Donald Trump's recent visit to the UAE. This is a beautiful moment. If you watch Trump, he's being welcomed in the most traditional way.
But some, it looks like the graceful hair flipping might have come as a surprise, and the comments were actually horrifying, and many just providing they don't understand what the dance represents. Because here in the UAE, this dance is a powerful symbol, a symbol of beauty, pride, and femininity.
And what people need to know is that, because people are like, what is this TikTok trend, right? Like, this isn't a TikTok trend or a modern creation. It's actually very much embedded in local culture here in the UAE. It's a traditional Emirati dance, often performed by women and young girls expressing joy, and it's also part of hospitality and welcoming.
And some online questioned why young girls were part of the dance, but here's the truth. This is heritage, this is identity, and this is how we honor it.
And in fact, if you're looking at this video right now beside us, there's archival footage of young Emirati girls performing the same dance decades ago in front of the late Sheikh Zayed, the founding father of our nation. And you can see the clips there. It was really surprising how the internet immediately jumped on this video, to the point that we shared an explainer soon after, and we had to turn off the comments because the comments were just so horrifying and people didn't understand. They didn't understand it. So then they immediately made assumptions as to what it meant. And they were gross. So we just removed the comments.
I was
just
really
not
confused because I think this traditional dance it's been going on for decades and decades and decades and generations. So seeing that people are questioning what type of dance was that, it's not the first time that we see cultural dances. There are cultural dances everywhere in the world. So
yes,
I was so confused as to why were people questioning it. It's not like, we know that every country has its traditional dance. This is not out of the norm, or this is not something that popped out of nowhere. So why that reaction?
I don't know. And if I were to see a president being welcomed by another president in a country and I saw a dance, I would, rather than assume, like jumping to any opinions and commenting online about it, I'd want to, before I assumed, I would try and learn more about it. And I think it just shows how fickle an online audience is. And it was just really sad to see, and I'm glad that so quickly, people with knowledge of the dance were able to debunk all of the rumours. But I hope it was enough, because it was just all over Twitter, and you're just thinking, internet commenters. I know why there's a fist emoji. I know why it's there, because it's such a shame to see something so beautiful and something that's such a proud moment. And to see the West
welcoming a president.
Welcoming a president is such an incredible moment in this country. And to see, people, and it looked like it wasn't people here, It looked like comments from the West coming and just being so negative about this moment, and it was just a shame to see. But I hope enough explainers went out there that people now understand, because I did see a couple of explainers over the weekend of people explaining that this is truly a part of heritage here. And
you feel like, I think, oh my God, tell us about social media. People are so negative. All they love to do is just hate. All they love to do is just attack someone. They love to be negative. Yani, when did this become, when did the switch happen?
So true.
Why are people so negative on social media now? It's beyond me. Yani, I remember before, everyone was so carefree. They would post whatever they wanted with those insane filters.
So true. No, but even before the filters, like we would just post all of our photos from a night out and it was fun.
No one cares.
No one cared.
And you'll find people just liking it and you're happy. The people are happy. But now we're too aware and too cautious of what we're posting.
Yeah, there's like people just in this specific scenario, people assuming something and then saying this is not right, and it's like you don't know.
You don't know. You don't know.
It's not your culture.
Like, don't jump into conclusions immediately. Like, use social media to research. Maybe there's Google.
There's Google. And speaking of people jumping into comments, Kris Fade's comments on the prices of water at restaurants in Dubai is dividing opinions. We posted a video of Kris Fade, Virgin Radio presenter, where he basically called out how expensive water is at restaurants in Dubai. We shared it on Lovin Dubai, and the story is gaining so much traction that Kris then went to respond to the comments this morning on his show.
So this morning, he stood firm on his comments. He said this was his plea to restaurants in general to please serve local water without making a big markup. He acknowledged that, yes, you have rent, you have electricity, but if he's out with his family, he's spending 100 dirhams on water. That's just too much. He also emphasized that it's a plea to local restaurants. Give us the option for local water. And if you check the comments, for the first time ever, the majority of the public actually agrees.
So you rarely get a Lovin Dubai audience that is in agreement 100% on our feed, apart from restaurateurs. So some of the comments were like, bro, spot on. It's actually insane that this is allowed to happen and at the price that it does. It also goes for soft drinks and juices. Every comment agreed. Now, every comment is not people who run restaurants. It's not people who understand the overheads and the price. And
consumers.
It's all the consumers.
Bring me that bottled water. Do not bring me that glass water. Bring me that bottled water, you know?
What?
Because when they get you that water in glass, it's always overpriced. It's always overpriced.
But you see, there's restaurants in Dubai, and by the way, Kris made a point that he's not talking about fine dining restaurants where you expect, you know you're going in to pay a lot of money, that's it. But like it's the local restaurants. Some local restaurants don't charge you for water.
Yeah,
like
true.
There's like the Hill House, the Duck Hook, Tom and Serge, Lime Tree Cafe.
Aw.
And I love those.
They're so cute.
But it's
It's a necessity.
Yeah, it's a necessity. And if you've got one person versus five, if you've got a whole family and it's water, because you could just, and I'm not a fizzy drink.
Yeah, I hate sparkling water.
I'm not really a cocktail or a mocktail drink either.
Yeah.
I like water at a restaurant, but I could get through a lot. But sometimes when you're looking at the cost, I was out for dinner this weekend, I was like, no, that's enough. That's one bottle's enough, thanks.
One bottle's enough. But some restaurants, they do give you the option of whether to pick the local sourced water or these overpriced glass water bottles.
I think Kris was saying that in some restaurants they don't, and that's the problem.
Or they just start opening it and pouring it in your cup.
When they don't even have the local option. So if you can't offer it free, have the local option at the price that the local option is in the supermarket.
What do you think is the maximum for water in restaurants? Let's say it's not fine dining. What's the maximum spending can you spend on water?
It shouldn't be more than 8 dirham.
It shouldn't
for
be.
A large.
Yeah,
it shouldn't
be. I agree. Should be more than
I would love to go to a restaurant, get a large 2-litre bottle of cold water for 8 dirham. That's enough. I'd be happy with that.
That's good. But I don't like those restaurants where you're sitting and they immediately come to you, they open up the water bottle and they start pouring it. And they bring another one.
But you would see it on the bill.
You see it on the bill. But sometimes if you're done with the first water bottle, sometimes you need the water, so you keep it. You don't say anything. You don't question it. But sometimes they open another.
That's cheeky. That's very cheeky.
Another glass of water. Yeah, it happens so many times.
They know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing, especially at. I'm gonna go with Kris Fade, but I think he wasn't talking about fine dining restaurants in particular. But this happens.
At fine dining, they do.
They do that all the time. They open so many water bottles, especially if you're a big group. They keep pouring those water bottles. Just leave us, or at least tell us, do you want another water bottle? And
For sure.
Yeah, just let us know. Give us a heads up. But I'm here thinking it's the same water bottle that's magically.
Oh my gosh.
It's magically giving us all 3 cups
so
of water.
Wrong.
Yeah.
That's so cheeky.
It's very cheeky.
We asked the audience, what are your thoughts? 40. This was on our WhatsApp, by the way, before the show. So it's only been live for like 5 minutes, hence the low numbers. Majority of people saying it's daylight robbery. Some people are saying it's a business, rents are high, prices are fair. I'm like, fair enough.
Fair enough.
Also, for the business owners.
Someone agrees with us. It's like, thank you so much for bringing this up. It can be really annoying, thank you.
There should be real talks on how managers train their staff into services that can be annoying to customers. Yes. Mm-hmm. What is your biggest pet peeve at a restaurant?
I hate when you order and they say, that's it?
Yeah.
What, you want me to order more? Do I look like I can eat a lot?
Really?
Yeah.
As in, you're at a restaurant, you're going for they're like, have more type. You feel like you're being encouraged
and they're being
to order more.
condescending. Like, that's it? Give me that appetizer.
I hate when they take your plates before the other person has finished eating.
Oh, or when you're not done eating. It happens to
Yeah,
me.
and like
I'm a slow eater.
there's sauce and there's bread.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we've still got some time here.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the best part. And then even if there's like a tiny bit of a drink, I'm like, I'm still probably going to drink that. But then they're taking it and I'm like,
this happens a lot. I hate when they do that.
Yeah, and you feel so cheap when you're like, I'd like to keep that actually.
Like, wait, I'm not done. Yeah. It sounds like I'm so desperate, but I'm desperate for this plate.
Everyone's got to be done.
Yeah, when they remove it, by the way, it's so annoying. Oh, they come and ask, are you done? Are you done? Just let me be. I'm a slow eater.
We're slow
eaters. I'm
eaters.
just a slow eater.
The life, the major issues we do face. Guys, thank you so much for all the questions. The show is not over yet. We're super excited to welcome our next guest, Liam Dipple, talking fame, faith and firsts in Dubai. He's going to be with us after this very short break. Hey guys, welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Today's guest is Liam Dipple from Ohio to LA to Dubai. He's here to share what it's really like adapting to life in this beautiful city and how each city has influenced who he is today, his creator journey. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here.
Of course, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Let's start from the beginning. What inspired you to share your life publicly online?
Actually, I kind of fell into it a little bit. At first, I was like you just mentioned, I was in Ohio and I was just doing photography. And then I started to get more into social media. I started to work with people inside social media. And then I kind of fell into this, lifestyle, showing your life, this kind of niche of social media. So it was a bit random.
If people watching right now are just being introduced to you for the first time, describe the type of content that you create.
The type of content I create is I focus on culture. I really love exploring new cultures, meeting new people, trying different things that are maybe outside of my normal life that was back in the States or back in Ohio. And it's a mix of a bit of everything, lifestyle, sports, all this stuff, but I really try to focus on learning, experiencing new cultures and this route.
Cool.
So what made you decide to move to Dubai?
Big move, but I think I started coming to Dubai 4 years ago, visiting from Los Angeles for work, and to be honest, I fell in love with the city. I think Dubai and the UAE, the GCC region in general, is the best region in the world. It's growing so fast. The thinking is like they're so forward. They do right for their people. And I just, every single time I came, I fell in love more and more and more with the city. There's so many things to do here. Yeah.
Interesting. You said from LA for work. So what type of work was that?
Yeah, I was working for one of the biggest families that was here in Dubai originally on YouTube, the Anasala family, Anas and Asala.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was doing photography, videography. I was helping with the creative. So when they moved to Los Angeles, that's when I joined them, and I was helping them kind of continue to grow there. And we helped them grow from like 0, and now they're about to hit 10 million subscribers on their Anazala family channel. And so that's what I was doing. And then, we would come here, travel for work. They obviously have a lot of friends that still live here. And so I would come here every couple months probably for work.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell us more, like what was the most viral video you worked on with the Anazala family?
With Anazala family, well, we had a few. Luckily, we started doing this English content in the U.S. And it was based around stories. We would do these big viral concepts, but then we would have these stories with a meaning on the inside. Like, for example, one of them that we're most proud of is transforming my daughter into the president. And so what we did is we got, they have a daughter, Mila, and we got her like, a bunch of bodyguards, a big motorcade. She wrote a speech actually and gave a speech like a news conference. And the whole meaning behind it was actually, woman empowerment. Women can do anything, dream, be anything you want to do. And now I think this is at like 25 million views on YouTube, something like this. Wow. Yeah, but then we also have videos that have, touched 30, 35 million views on YouTube.
How did you connect with the family?
Very lucky. The nicest family I think I've ever met. They gave me a really good opportunity. So I was doing photography in Ohio, and my name got brought up in a few circles with them, and they were looking for a videographer out in Los Angeles. So they gave me a call. I said, I'll be there, no question. I dropped out of school, quit my job, flew to Los Angeles the next morning, and started working with them. But just some good friends brought my name up in the right circles, and I got very lucky.
Big risk.
Big risk, yeah, big risk. I like these kind of big risks, as you can see, like dropping out of school, moving to Los Angeles, and now moving to Dubai. I like these. I think it's important to sometimes take big risks, especially when you're young.
What were you studying? What were you working as when you dropped out?
I was doing international business in school, and just at like a local college in my hometown. I was doing photography on the side, but it was a normal, normal going to school, normal job. Very, very just, I was planning to do international business. I always knew I wanted to travel.
I mean, you're doing it.
Yeah, now I'm doing international business, yeah.
Had you any idea when you accepted that job in LA that you'd end up in Dubai? And what was your perception of Dubai at that time?
Dubai honestly wasn't even on my radar. Obviously, you know about Dubai, you've heard about Burj Khalifa, you've heard about, oh my gosh, this is Dubai. Everyone's heard about Dubai. But you don't really think about, moving, it's an 18-hour flight to get here. It's so you never think about it. But things happen, and obviously, like I started traveling here. But my goal was, LA. I think kind of when you're living in America, LA is still kind of, this big film capital. The entertainment industry is huge in LA. So for me, actually, I think that's why I might have got the call to go there, because I was telling my friends, like, guys, the second there's a job opening, the second there's an opportunity, call me, I'm ready to go to LA. Yeah.
With that being said, do you feel like maybe Dubai is becoming the new hub for influencers to make it? Instead of LA, maybe?
My personal opinion is I think so, 100%.
Yeah.
I think there's so much investment, there's so much, I'm a part of, there's a new thing here called Creator HQ. It's kind of like put on by the government and all this stuff. And what they're doing is they're actually helping bring creators, relocate creators to Dubai. Yeah. And they help with, all your relocation services. They help you get your golden visa. They help, even with ideation. They help with so many things here. So you have these organizations here in Dubai that are, genuinely, I haven't seen this anywhere else in the world. And so I think it's, becoming a hub. You even see, like, a lot of the film sets, film industries, movies are being filmed here in Dubai. Like, that used to be filmed, like, in LA. They're now coming to Dubai. So I looked at it and I just saw all the opportunity being here in Dubai. 100%.
This is what we always say, Dubai is the new LA.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. And now it's just about, really, I think, letting people know that, oh no, the opportunities are here in Dubai. They've built an amazing city with an amazing infrastructure. Now it's possible to move here, to get your golden visa. They're going to support you when you move here. And now I think it's just about letting more people know that Dubai is a real possibility.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What has been, since you've moved, what do you think has been the biggest culture shock or the biggest thing you didn't expect?
The biggest culture shock. I don't know about culture shock because, again, I was traveling here for like 4 years, so I kind of was slowly, integrated into it. And also, like, little fun fact, my parents met in Kuwait. Oh. So I was raised with a lot of kind of like, these values that are held over here. So I didn't get too many culture shocks, but I think it's maybe like lifestyle differences, it's between each big city, like there's different lifestyle things. So one, like, I'm a morning person. And Dubai obviously has like a very like nice like people stay up later and you go hang out with friends later at night, all this stuff. So for me this was like a bit, like probably my biggest adjustment was like how do I be a morning person but still like go out, hang out with friends, this was probably one of my biggest shocks. Fair. But no culture shocks, I think. Dubai's you have every nationality here. They're very welcoming, and so this I didn't feel too many culture shocks. Yeah.
Cool. So this year you fasted Ramadan and you posted it online.
Yeah.
How was that experience for you? Was it the first time you fasted Ramadan?
Yeah, first time I fasted for Ramadan.
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
Wow.
The whole thing. No,
amazing.
No cheating, no water, no anything. I had like. My friends all told me, download this app on your phone so you know the exact times of when you can eat and when you have to start your fast. And I did it because I love exploring new cultures. Like it's just something different that you would never normally try, but why not just go for it? And I loved every second of it.
Wow.
Yeah, it starts a challenge, but then I think your body adjusts. It gets a bit easier, but I really loved it. Yeah.
Did it change your perspective in any way, or?
I had seen kind of Enes and Asala and kind of some of my friends in LA. We also have an amazing editor in Los Angeles, Hisham, and he was fasting as well, and we lived in the same house together. So I had I'd watched these experiences the past few years. And it just kind of, inspired me through this. But it's just an amazing thing, like seeing other people, it's so attached to their faith and so attached to what they, they really look forward to this every year, and it's a celebration. So for me, I was just happy to be a part of it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Since you've moved here, you've also attended one of the biggest weddings of the year. How does one get an invite to the Reed Beauty's wedding? What is the secret?
Again, I think I'm just very lucky to have good friends, honestly. Obviously, Enes and Asala have been previously very good friends, and so through my travels here, and then obviously, Osi and Shireen, I'm very good friends with Osi as well, because he's, Enes's brother, and then Shireen is Noreen's sister. So through through family and this kind of stuff, I've just got to know them throughout the years. Also, they have a brother, Jalal. He's been probably the biggest help to me since I moved here. He's such a nice, amazing guy, and they're such an amazing, outgoing family. And so, again, I'm not even sure how I got invited. I'm just lucky to have good friends around me, honestly.
Cool.
So how would you compare the weddings here back to the US?
Oh, the weddings here, I think they're more fun, actually. Yeah, they're more fun because like the dancing, and also there's like different celebrations as the night goes on. Like they'll bring in like a certain I forget the name, but they'll bring in like a certain group that will sing certain songs, and then there's like a singer that will tell a story about people at the wedding, and everyone will be crowded around, and the guy's like telling a story while singing. It's not even rehearsed. And so this stuff is crazy. Obviously there's the different dances too, traditional dances that we don't really have in the US. I enjoy them, again, as a person who I don't fully understand Arabic either. So when I'm there, I'm just I'm observing everything. So for me it's honestly it's just so fun to be there. Yeah.
When you say you don't fully understand Arabic, do you understand a little?
I understand a little Arabic, and like I could pick up on conversations, and I know a couple words, but I'm actually taking Arabic classes right now to start learning how to speak Arabic. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, tell us one sentence in Arabic.
One sentence in Arabic?
I'll correct you.
Okay. I'll describe myself. How about that?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. أنا اسمي ليام.
Okay.
أنا من لوس أنجلوس. أنا ساكن بدبي. أنا بشتغل social media. أنا عمري 25.
Wow. Bravo.
Inshallah.
It's basic, but it's a good start. I think it's a good
you're
start.
you're getting there.
Yeah, it's a good start.
So with followings and being present on social media comes a lot of DMs.
Yeah.
What is the weirdest or funniest DM you've ever received?
Weirdest or funniest DM I've ever received? For some reason, first off, I just want to say I love all the DMs. It's amazing just like having the support, honestly. Some of the weird ones though is like people ask like like what is your shoe size, like I don't know, I don't.
Men or women?
Everybody, it's a question that happens a lot, like what is your shoe size, or I mean that's probably the weirdest one that immediately pops to my head.
Lord.
Yeah, but I would say like 99% of DMs are just supportive. They're like we love this, we love that, hopefully to see you one day, these kind of things. So
have you had any obsessive fans?
I mean, I don't think I've had like a few, but again, I worked for Enes and Asala, who were one of the most loved social media families ever. They had such a strong, amazing fan base of supporters, and so because I was associated with them a little bit, I was in some of the vlogs, so some of these fans they translate over, and they're the best fans ever.
I noticed something that in a lot of your videos, people comment a lot of comments, Arabic comments. Do you read them? What do you do?
Yeah, well,
like the demographic
I don't
changed.
read them, but you know how you can hit C translation? Yeah, I just hit C translation, and the translation's not always perfect, but I get like a vibe of what they're saying.
Do you feel like your demographic changed ever since you moved? Because it's always Arabic comment for some reason.
Yeah, of course. I think based on whatever your region you're in, your demographic is going to change.
Yeah.
But I still speak English in my content, so I still do get a lot of the North American audience, European audience, Canada. But of course, the audience changes. I do have like a Saudi following that's came in, and actually because I do speak English, a big UAE and Dubai-based following actually as well. But I speak majority English in my content, so actually it's kind of hasn't shifted too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to play a quick game with you, but before
Let's
we get there, anyone watching, if you have one piece of advice for maybe someone living in a far-flung destination, an 18-hour flight, and they are just learning about the city, what advice would you give them about moving here?
Yeah. Let's see. I would say decide, like, you know, I think, what are your goals? What are you looking for? Do your research online. Maybe, you know, honestly, take the journey, take the trip here, spend a week here in Dubai, get to know a few people, reach out across social media, you know, find out, you know, what companies, so many companies are hiring here, there's so many opportunities. So do your research, find your lane, take the flight. You get to fly on, you know, one of the best airlines ever, Emirates, to get here. So that's a good perk as well. But really, just do your research, decide how big of a risk you kind of want to take, and I don't know, follow your dreams.
Don't be scared.
Yeah, don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Don't be scared until we introduce the balloon game. Now you can be a little bit scared because
Okay, what's the balloon game?
it's the first time
they're
we've
going
played
to be
it.
so
Really?
loud.
Yes, it is
Okay,
the first
okay.
time we played it. So we've got a couple of balloons here, and you're going to pop the balloon if you agree with the statement.
Okay.
With your teeth.
With my teeth.
No, no.
That would have been an interesting game.
Okay, so if you agree with the statement, right, you pop
Yeah,
the
you
balloon.
pop the balloon.
Okay.
So
Do I
if
give
it's like an
explanation
egg-
with it or what?
Yeah, you have to give an
Okay,
explanation.
okay.
So if it's an egg and you wouldn't pursue, you should pop the balloon.
Okay.
Okay, but if it's fine, just keep it.
Okay, perfect.
It's going to be so loud. Those balloons are so big. Anyways, pop if your crush is obsessed with the reality TV show.
My crush is obsessed with a reality TV show. How about I don't have a crush, so that's a no. That's a no.
Or like...
Your
or-
person of interest, maybe.
Person of interest?
Or like
I don't even-
hypothetical.
Okay,
if
okay.
someone, or if like your mate,
Yeah,
or someone
yeah.
that you know is just like really obsessed with reality TV.
Yeah. Sure, of course. I think I think everyone is, like, reality shows are huge. You know, there's what's the one that's here in Dubai?
Dubai Bling, Real
Dubai.
Housewives.
Yeah, there's Dubai Bling, and then, like, obviously in the US you have, like, the Kardashians. Everyone watches, and now Netflix is doing tons of reality shows also. I think everyone's like,
So that's an egg for you?
not an ick, but it's not the TV that I watch. So you're gonna have to convince me to, like, sit down and watch reality TV. Like, I've never watched a reality TV show. No, never.
Never watched a reality TV show.
No, never.
Coming from LA, nothing?
Nothing, no.
Come on.
I know. I'm
What
like a
happened to
movie.
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Like,
Imagine having
How are you
important things to do in your life that you don't watch reality TV.
No, I'm
my
a
God.
TV show watcher, and then I'll rewatch the same TV series like 8 times.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just forewarn you that a lot of these are crush, but we can change it to like your friend.
No, we can
Okay.
stick on whatever you guys think.
Okay, so your date order is the most expensive thing on the menu. First date. And the
If it's an ick? Oh, the most expensive thing.
first date. They're going for the flank steak.
Okay. Yeah, I think. She gets scared. I'm gonna have to hold it over here so you don't get scared. It's not my, like, I wouldn't say like a full on ick, but I think, like, you know, a better first date is, like, you know, something chill, like something more casual, I think, you know, and yeah, maybe, I don't know, don't order the most expensive thing on the first date. It's maybe not the best look.
okay, as if your crush asks ChatGPT for advice.
Oh, no, that's not an ick.
That's not an ick?
I do that like 20 times a day.
Oh, okay, that's
I screenshot my text and I'm like, how do I respond to this?
Oh my god, all the time.
Yeah.
All
like,
the time. Okay.
Okay.
Your crush believes in astrology.
Oh, is that like star signs?
yeah.
Yeah, star signs. Believes in it, like hardcore.
Yeah, it's like, you know what?
Like she bases her whole life on the star sign.
Yeah.
Like,
She's like, you're Pisces, I'm an Aquarius, it's never going to work. Or that's why we're fighting.
yeah.
Because you're in your
or
Pisces
I understand
era.
why you're feeling
Oh.
emotional, you know?
Nah, I'm good on that. No. Well, I just want preference. I don't necessarily have icks actually. Like, you know, But this is
seems like you have a few.
Yeah, I'm already 3 down. No, if yeah, like I don't know, yeah, if we're fighting or if we're like I don't know, talking and it's like, oh, you're doing this because you know you're a Sagittarius. That's what I am. It's like, how does that even? I don't understand how that makes sense.
I
But
think you're going to leave with some realizations.
yeah,
You have some eggs.
maybe I do.
I think we have time for one more.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
YOLO.
Okay. Your crush refers to their pet as their child.
Crush refers to their pet as a child. No, I don't think that's an ick.
Yeah?
No, I don't think that's an ick. I don't think that's an ick. I think it's like it's homey vibes. I think it's homey vibes. It's okay. It's
Are
okay.
you a dog or a cat person?
I've had both. I've had 2 cats and 2 dogs. At first, I think my parents got cats because cats are a bit easier in the household.
Yeah.
And I have 2 brothers as well. And then once they were like, okay, they're good with animals, then we got 2 dogs. So I think I turned into more of like a dog person. Yeah.
Any here in Dubai?
No. I've been thinking about it though. Actually, I've been thinking about it because you know you make a move alone, and you sometimes you know you want somebody in the apartment with you. Yeah. So I've been thinking about it, but no, nothing yet. Nothing yet.
Get a doggy.
I'm thinking about it. I like big dogs though. Yeah, golden retrievers, Newfoundlands. I like big dogs.
Interesting.
Yeah.
On that note, that brings us to the end of the show. Liam Dippel, thank you for being such a legend, for playing the game with us for the first time. Really appreciate it. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Vasa.
Thank you, Casey.
That brings us to the end of the Lovin Dubai show. We're back with you every single weekday morning, same time, same place. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.